Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today for you, we're finally going back, taking it way back. We're going back to Jesmon. Today we've got new Jesmon support in the form of a whole new Evo line to work with, and honestly, it's pretty awesome. The inheritables are incredible support for the deck. Just when you play a Sistermon, you gain that memory back, and when you get to play those Sistermons for free off of your effects, wow, the synergy is like through the roof on this. I'm very, very excited to see Jesmon like actually come back as a competitive deck with enough support finally. It's been kind of, by the wayside for a little while now, so I definitely expect to see it a lot more at locals. Hopefully we'll see it pop up here and there at some regionals as well. Also, don't forget, this month's featured memory marker is Minomon here. This is the baby form of Wormmon here. So if you are a fan of, that whole Evo line, the Stingmon, or any like the Imperial stuff, this is a great one. Something a little bit different from the Demi Vmon that we've had for quite a while for the channel. So now he has his little counterpart here. Really, really love this little like pine cone design here. This is handmade out of clay, hand painted as well, all by my wife, Digimon. You can find her Etsy page in the link in the description below. Also there, you can find all of our previous memory markers that we featured on the channel in the past, as well as some new updated bundles. So some discounts now across the board on a lot of different memory markers that you can get at a discounted rate when you buy the bundles. Also, some have disappeared off of there. Just I warned for a while that they were going away, and they finally did. So if there's any that you're missing out on, you can always ask for a commission for something like that. So if there's something that you don't see on there, make sure you send a message for a commission. Also, if you guys are a fan of buying cards and singles online like I am, I recommend checking out cardtrader.com. I'll have a link in the description below that you can go and use to sign up. You'll instantly get a free $2 to use on cardtrader.com. It's a great website because if you use their Card Trader Zero program, what they do is they gather all the cards that you're buying at their warehouse, and then they ship them to you for a single shipping cost. It sucks when you have to pay more for the shipping than you do the cards themselves. That's when cardtrader.com comes in clutch. So just use my link, go sign up, and get yourself free $2 and go start buying some singles. All right, as always, I have the whole deck pulled up for you guys so you can see everything and follow along with us. These cards here at the bottom are going to be our talking points. They are not included in the main part of the deck. I know some of these will be some big surprises for some of you guys out there on why I didn't include them, but I just felt like it just did not fit with our strategy and what we were wanting here. The goal of this deck is basically you're trying to turbo into your Jesmons, your Jesmon GXs, get your Genkumon inheritables and all that great stuff, and just do a ton of damage, get just crazy advantage against your opponent, and doing it as consistently as possible. All right, so we'll go ahead and do this card by card. For the baby, I'm still rocking the Gurumon here, just that when attacking, if it has 6,000 DP or more, draw one. We do some really cool interactions in this deck with some when attacking abilities, and sometimes you might not have the piece you need, and that extra little bit of draw in there could help get you there, because, I mean, you can get the draw off this Gurumon, you can play Sistermons for free, you can get more draws, and discard one, draw two, all kinds of different things that you can do in this deck. So having as much consistency as possible really makes sense. The alternative was to go back to the old BT1 Bebedimon here, with when you have that piercing, you get that plus 2,000 DP. The extra little DP, I don't think is quite needed because you can get so massive in this deck that the DP didn't really feel overly necessary. So I went for the Gurumon for that consistency instead. It just felt way more impactful. For our rookies, only running 10. Remember, Jesmon is an extremely tight deck because we have to fit in so many Sistermons. So to help balance that out, we had to go a really lean Evo all the way up basically here. So it's a 10, 8, what is this, 7 on the level 5s. That's very lean. So our first up, we got the new BT13 Huckmon. 3 play cost, 2000 DP, 0 Evo. Your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Bao Huckmon from your hand without paying its Digivolution cost. That's really, really huge. Just great value there. There's multiple different interactions here. Like, you could literally just have this guy chilling and then use one of your other like Evo stacks or something like that allows you to play a Sistermon for free, and then you get to then Evo this guy for free in addition to that, and it just snowballs like crazy. So that's really cool. But also in addition to that, this inheritable, I love the new inheritables. They're really I think is what helped bring this deck back into the spotlight a little bit. Your turn, once per turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, gain 1 memory. Again, play a Sistermon for free with this inheritable, and then with these inheritables, you're going to gain free memory, and then you're just going to even plus and plus and plus. Some of the big combos in this deck, you often ended put your opponent, 5, 6 memory by the time you were said and done, and it felt really, really awkward. But now I think you're going to be able to either bring it back to your turn entirely, or we were going to be able to choke our opponent, at least in a pretty nice position. Next up, we have the old original BT6. This is the first of the best searchers ever printed in this entire game for in-archetype support. On play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 2 Digimon card, any combination of Huckmon, Jesmon, or Sistermon among them to your hand. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order. Crazy. Add 2 of any of the combination. Usually it's like a Huckmon and a Jesmon and a Sistermon, right? But they use the or, so it's just any combination of 2 of those. So good. And 5 cards. God, this Huckmon still to this day blows me away at how like strong he is. Next up, just rounding us off, we have the BT7 one. This is the one with the inheritable when attacking. Once per turn, you can reveal the top 5 and then add all the Sistermons and their names to your hand, and then place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So yeah, that's just like, if you're in desperate need of Sistermons, this is the Huckmon you go for, just to like scoop up a whole bunch. But not overly necessarily as needed compared to these other ones. I think these other ones, that the searcher, there's no beating that search, and then there's no beating this inheritable on the new Huckmon. Now, what I didn't include was the security rookie. I think the issue is we got the security rookies too late. They were in the game in JP's format long. I mean, we're talking about 3, I think, about 3.5 sets. I say half because of the EX sets ahead of us, and then it took us that long to get them. If we had this card when it originally dropped in JP, it would have been a lot better. This would have been a great addition if we didn't have the BT13 one, but because we now have the choice of the BT13 one, this one has really just kind of went by the wayside. Security: at the end of battle, delete one of your opponent's Digimon of 4000 DP or less. If no Digimon is deleted by this effect, draw one, and then add this card to your owner's hand. Like, yeah, it's okay, but it's not overly like involved in the strategy or anything like that. So it doesn't really impact the game state all that much. And when you have a security Digimon like this, you really need to basically run it at 4 of to guarantee that you at least see 1 in security every couple games. At a 2 of, you're basically going to see it one time in security an entire night of locals. Why would you run a card that only works in security and you're only going to see it 1 time an entire night? Like, you're just throwing off your own ratios just to run a card just because it says Huckmon. I'm not about it, so I'm not going to include it in the deck. It does not help with the overall strategy of this deck and help us in our plays, so I'm not going to run it. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's move on. For our level 4s here, we got the Bao Huckmon. This is the new one from BT13 again. Pretty standard stuff, 5000 DP, 2 Evo. Your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you may Digivolve this card into a Savior Huckmon from your hand for its Digivolution cost. When this Digimon would Digivolve with this effect, reduce the Digivolution cost by 2. So again, like kind of supplementing out like about 2 memories worth of, we can Evo this guy for free, and then you can then Evo him right afterwards for free. Well, not free, but for basically 1 Evo cost. So very efficient in what we're doing here, so that's cool. But again, the inheritable, same thing as the new Huckmon. Your turn once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Sister Mon its name, gain 1 memory. Like, whoa, that's so good. These are definitely my favorite inheritables for this whole deck, if my excitement has not given it away yet. Now, that's not to be said that this Bao Huckmon, the BT6 one, isn't amazing also. When attacking, if you have a Digimon with Sister Mon its name in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. Still a solid card. 5,000 DP or less is really strong. I mean, you're any rookie in the game you can clear, and you're also clearing a large chunk, a large portion of level 4s. Like Bloom Lord's going to have plenty of stuff like that you can clear. So you're going to be in a pretty good position in with this situation. I'm a big fan of this Bao Huckmon still to this day. I think it's a solid inheritable, absolutely. Next for our level 5s here, the ratios are kind of off, right? We've got 6 in here. With the, I think I said 7 earlier. It's 6. So it's 10, 8, 6. So we're going down by 2 every time here. So that was kind of the thought process on the ratios. We've got 3 of the starter deck 12 saviors. I still think these are really solid. When Digivolving, this Digimon may also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon for the turn. This is just an extremely powerful ability. It's not raid, right? However, that's okay because this lets us basically choose. We don't have to go into the highest DP. We can go into something else, so I'm all for that. Also, it gets it for the turn, so then you can Evo afterwards. If it was like raid, we would have to like swing with our level 5 over something, and that's not quite what we want to do. So we just win Digivolve into this, get that ability, and then we can go and keep doing our plays, right? Then we can Evo into our Jesmon with Blitz, and then we just like off to the races after that. We can just go full combo with that Blitz Jesmon. So I really like this in combination with that. Very, very powerful stuff here. So this is our 3 of 1. Inheritable when attacking. If this Digimon has Royal Knights in its traits, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. And there we go. That's the very first iteration of getting to play a Sistermon for free. And that's going to be with this Savior Huckmon. And then just, yeah, after that, you're in a fantastic position, basically, for the whole rest of your combo. This is definitely a great one to start up. Now, I do have 2 of the new BT13 ones in here. Your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Digimon card with Jesmon in its name from your hand for its Digivolution cost. When it would do it, reduces by 2 again. So same thing, this whole Evo line all the way up, basically we're reducing the Evo cost by 2. For the initial one, that initial Huckmon, it says for free, but it's a Bao Huckmon. It's going to be a 2 Evo. So you're basically, you get, every time you play a Sistermon, you get to Evo these new guys for free, or for a -2 Evo cost, rather. Inheritable, though, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has a Royal Knight in the trait, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. So we're looking at the same thing here as the starter deck 12 one. So just a little bit of keeping it fresh there with the new stuff. You could, in theory, just run 4 of this one and 1 of this, but you know me, guys, I hate 1-ofs unless the game forces me to only run 1 of it. That's about one of the only times that I'm a favor of it. There is one exception. It's at the very end of this list. That I'm going to talk about. So I still think this is a really cool one. If you're going into a new Evo stack, I think it's really, really interesting to have like the new Huckmon, right? And then you can go full combo with a second stack and completely Evo for free all the way up into a whole new Jesmon. Basically, you go new Huckmon into Bao Huckmon into Savior Huckmon into a Jesmon for next to no cost, because the other stack is using its when attacking abilities, playing out a whole bunch of Sistermons for free in a whole separate combo. And just because I had this one lone Huckmon on field, I now have a whole second Jesmon on field. Mind blown, right? That's pretty crazy that you can do such things. So that's why we're going to run it in here. And then, of course, we have the 1-of Savior Huckmon. I'm forced to only run 1 of this. When Digivolving, you may play 1 card with Sistermon in its name from your hand without paying its cost. Again, really great with the new stuff. So Evo this guy for 3, and then gain 2 memory back off the Bow Hugmon and the Hugmon itself, and then whatever other cases you got. So basically, this turns into a 1 Evo cost savior, and then this is of course the when attacking. If you have a Sistermon in play, unsuspend this Digimon so you can attack twice. Very, very, very strong card. Just attacking twice with a Jesmon deck is super good. A big fan of it. Going into our Jesmon lineup now, I'm pretty solid on this one. People's Jesmon ratios get totally wonky. There's a lot to choose from. I'll give you that. There's several Jesmons to choose from, but I think these are like no contest, hands down, the best ones. Absolutely. So we've got the starter deck 12-1 when Digivolving Blitz. I think that's super important because you're going to basically go save your Hugmon for 3, go down to 0 memory a lot of times, and then you're going to go Blitz Jesmon here, and then you're going to start just triggering all these effects. So when attacking, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon its name from your hand without paying its memory cost. Again, you're also going to have the Inheritable that will probably also play another Sistermon, so you're getting 2 Sistermon free plays off of this combo. Your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon by an effect, this Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP and gains security attack plus 1 for the turn. Great, awesome. So we're getting plus 3k, so we're going up to a 15k with security attack plus 1. Awesome. Now, going off of that with a Jesmon X antibody. Now, you notice we're not running any X antibody options, but I think that's okay because we have the on-play CLs that allow us to Evo for free. As soon as she hits the field on play, immediately Digivolve. So I think that's great. So, and then you can go into this guy. He's going to give you your piercing. So you got that plus security attack, you've got the plus 3,000 DP, and now you've got piercing. In addition to that, when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon its name from your hand or trash without paying the play cost. So again, that's a 3rd Sistermon we're getting to play for free in this one single attack. Then if Jesmon is in this Digimon's evolution cards, or you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play until the end of your opponent's turn, all of your Digimon may also attack unsuspended Digimon and get plus 2,000 DP. So that's really great as well. I'm a big fan of this one. That piercing is super huge. Really like it. I've seen some people cutting this a little bit, but again, you're getting to play a 3rd Sistermon on a 0 Evo cost here. That seems solid to me. Yeah, great. On those turns where you don't go full combo, say you stop at that Jesmon, this is a great way to just get the engine going all over again on your next turn. So when you get that kickback and you get to go again, this is a great way to start it out and get it going. So you use your Savior Hugmon once to attack unsuspended, and then you use your Jesmon X antibody on the next turn to do it all again, to attack unsuspended. Next, we've got the Jesmon GX here. So Digivolve 5 from level 6 with Royal Knight and the traits. Basically, you just Evo on top of any color is what it means. Or 5 Evo cost is what we're going to be doing here on top of your Jesmons. When Digivolving, you may place 1 card with Royal Knights in its traits and a play cost of 13 or less from your hand or trash under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. Activate one of that Digimon's when Digivolving effects. An effect of this Digimon, then Blitz. Kind of awkward there. A lot of times we're already blitzing, so it's okay. Not a big deal. But we get another when Digivolving effect. The ideal target will be the Genkumon X there. But you could, in theory, actually go for, you could slide in another Jesmon here. Not going to use you as much good because you're already blitzing. You could slide in the Jesmon X in case you skip this. Say you only had 1 CL that on play lets you Digivolve. You're going to skip this and go straight into the GX, and then you can slot this underneath, and you're still going to get this when Digivolving effect. If you need it to play out, if you need like the piercing or whatever. And then all turns, while a card with Royal Knights, this is going to give you piercing, so don't mind that. It was just talking too fast. But yeah, you can play out another Sister Mon and things like that. While a card with Royal Knight is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon gains Piercing, Blocker, and Security Attack +1. So that's super strong. Piercing, Blocker, Security Attack +1. So it's another Security Attack. Now you're swinging for 3 Security. If you've got the Savior underneath, you know, you're attacking. If you can attack again, if you can keep it on your turn, you know, it's going to be 6 Security checks there with the GX. Now the ideal target to, of course, slot underneath is going to be the Genkumon X blocker here, which again, you're already going to have blocker, so that's not too big a deal. But when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name or hand from trash or hand without paying the play cost. So same thing as the Jesmon X there. When you're choosing between the two, both are going to get you that Sistermon play. Then if Genkumon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, very interesting, is definitely intended for this exact build. Or you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play until the end of your opponent's turn. All of your Digimon get 2,000 DP, and your opponent's effects can't return them to hands or deck or reduce their DP. That last little part is the huge part, which is going to be super important for this format. Going against stuff like Shine that does crazy DP reduction, having this where they can't have their DP reduced is going to be like incredibly important. So yeah, the choice is basically you can give +2 and you can attack unsuspended Digimon, or you can go with this and get +2 and you have this like, you know, anti-deletion protection ability here for your Jesmon GX. So those are basically your 2 targets for what you're going to want to go into. All right, so that is it for the main core of the engine there. So now we're going to go into like basically the support cards. We've got From Master to Disciple here, 2 play costs. I still think this card is great. Only a 2 play cost. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name or Royal Knight trait among them to your hand. So the whole deck basically. Trash the rest. That trash the rest is actually really important. Then place this card in your battle area, because you can deliberately trash your Sistermons. Since so many effects you get to choose hand or trash for Sistermons, you can pick the good targets for like the Huckmons or the Royal Knights. You can add those to hand and then trash the Sistermons, and that's going to set you up. So while yes, you're only picking 1 card, if you're dumping Sistermons to the trash, you're actually like getting multiple layers of value there. And then delay here, the next time one of your Digimon would Digivolve this turn, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So help those Evo cost a little bit, help mitigate them. So really cool Searcher for the deck. 2 play cost Searcher, like yeah, that's great. No complaints there at all, and reduces Evo later on. Security, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name or Royal Knight, then traits from among them to your hand. Trash the rest. Place this card in your battle area. So basically, you just activate that main effect. Yeah, cool card. Absolutely cool card. So we're running that at 3 of 2 play cost for that. So good. Next, I've got the 2 of Crimson Blaze. I said this a couple times so far. For this format, red decks, if you have the space, run Crimson Blaze. Reduce the memory cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each Digimon your opponent has in play. That's cool. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. That's cool. Neat little board wipe. Can be flexible if you come across any kind of like Rookie Rush, D-Brigade sort of shenanigans. Also works really well for Bloom. You can clear out a lot of Bloom stuff. Basically play this card for free often and then wipe half their board. Cool. Don't mind me. And then also your opponent can't play Digimon by effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. Again, really impacts Bloom nicely there. But where this card really is going to shine and you're going to see the most value in it is against the Royal Knights deck. Omnimon drops. He plays out 12 other Royal Knight, baddies from underneath their tamer. Now, granted, it probably will never be 12, but still, they're going to play out, 6 or 7 of these Royal Knights, and they have to deal with Crimson Blaze. You see the writing on the wall. Omnimon coming next turn. I'm just going to play Crimson Blaze. I don't even have to kill anything. Like, you have an empty board. I'm still going to use Crimson Blaze to pass turn to just completely turn your turn off. Because that's going to be huge. It's absolutely huge. So 2 of Crimson Blaze just for dealing with that, because that's going to be a hard matchup no matter what deck you're running. All right, now we're going to get to our Sistermon package here. I've gone through so much debate. I like the core of this deck. Everything made sense. Like no questions. Like not even a debate. on any of like the inclusions. I think the only like slight debate was like the Savior Huckmon ratios, right? Everything else, I'm like, I'm running this Jesmon, I'm running the GX, I'm running this Genkumon. I want Master Disciple, like this whole Evo line, all of it solid, no debate. Sistermon, the ratios on Sistermons is complex. There's a lot of Sistermons to choose from, and there's only so much space in the deck, but you still have to run a good amount of them. So I want the very best that impact the strategy and support the strategy of the deck. The core of the deck, I want to support that strategy, and that's basically turbo into Jesmon GX as soon as possible. If I can turbo into Jesmon GX in a single like turn, that's what I want to do. So I want cards that are going to help me get there. You notice we only have a single 3 of, and that's going to be the most important CL. So first we got the BT6 Blanc here. This is the on-play draw 1 3-play cost. That's not, I mean, that's solid, but also it's going to give blocker. So while you have a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight traits in play, all of your Digimon with Sistermon in their names gain blocker. So you get basically that combos we're talking about. You get to play out 3 Sistermons for free during that whole stretch. If one of them is this one, you're going to get blocker to all of your Sistermons. So that's great. Protecting your like your Jesmon GX or whatever. So many different plays. But keeping yourself protected, I think this is a really solid one to include. So running that as a 2 of, just mainly because of, again, the blocker inheritable. Next, we've got the Sistermon Blanc from Star Trek 12. On play with this one, you can trash a card to draw 2. A little bit of consistency there. Same with the other Blanc. A little bit of draw power just until we can see our pieces and combo off. These are solid, just easy throwdown cards. But the main part here is while you have a Digimon in play with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in the traits, this Digimon gains Decoy. For red-black. So I think the decoy is super important because we don't have a whole lot of protection. We're going to have that protection from one round from the Genkumon ability, but after that, this deck doesn't have any good, like, great protection, so this is going to be a must, I think, is giving having that decoy available depending on the matchup. Now, you won't use this in every matchup, but in certain ones, you'll be really thankful that you included a couple of these blocks just to have on hand ready to go. All right, getting into our CLs here. So the most important one, in my opinion, is the BT10 one. On play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Royal Knight and its traits in your hand for its Digivolution cost. That's huge. Mid-attack, Blitz, with a Mega, I can now Digivolve into Jesmon GX. I can get all those abilities. Really great. Or I can Evo into Jesmon X Antibody as well for 0 memory because of this card. I get to play this card for free off of my when attacking effects, and I'm going to Digivolve for free as well into my Jesmon GX. No matter what, it's great. Fantastic ability. Like, literally, this is the most important one by far in my mind in the deck. If you're debating which ones you want to run the most of, this is 100% the one you want to run the most of. I don't think any of them are a 4 of in any capacity. I would never run, I don't think, a single CL or a single Sistermon at a 4 of. The most that I can see is a 3 of. Not just because of space, just because I want that diversity. I think that diversity is really important. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon Digivolves into a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits, gain 1 memory. So again, that's going to be a great one to, you're going to play this for free, Digivolve, reduce that. So your Jesmon GX basically turns into a 4 play cost. If you combine this, if you haven't triggered your Huckmons and your Bao Huckmons for that memory gain as well, so you're basically turning that Jesmon GX into a 2 Evo cost when you play her and you trigger those abilities for playing a Sistermon. So yeah, great card for sure. Next, we've got the Starter Deck 12 Sistermon CL. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knights in its traits to add them to your hand. Trash the rest. So 4 play cost, a little bit more expensive, but it's another searcher for the deck, so we can run a little bit more search. I like the search more than I do the draws in a lot of regards. So that's pretty great there. Trash the rest. So again, you can trash all your Sistermons so that you can play back for free later on. And then all turns, all of your Digimon with Huckmon in their names and Royal Knights in their traits gain Reboot. If you don't have, the Jesmon GX here, well, if you didn't have the Reboot from other means, you're going to get it now. So that blocker is going to come in way more handy now, now that you have Reboot. So another great one. to work into the deck. If you can get into your Jesmon GX with all those Sistermons you've been playing out, this is a great one to finish off on. Is the reboot one. It's that very last one that you're going to use the Jesmon GX to slot either a Genkumon or a Jesmon X underneath. You're going to use their Wind Digivolving effects to then play out this CL. That's kind of like an ideal target that you want to do. Now, the super flexible one at the end of the day is still the BT6 on play gain 1 memory. At any point that you get to play this out for free, it's just instant good value. Gain a memory, cool. Like, I don't need the reboot for whatever reason. My opponent's not going to come back at me. There's nothing in raising area. I've cleared their field, so on and so forth. I don't need to reboot this round. I'm going to end my turn with a CL. There's going to be another memory, so that, now we're gaining the reduced Evo cost on the one. You've got the reduced Evo cost from Master of Disciple. You've got the gained memory from the Huckmon and the Bao Huckmon, and the CL here. So that's going to be a ton of like memory gain. So yeah, those plays that used to be crazy expensive. So it's like I'm gonna Evo for 3 into my Savior, and then I'm gonna Evo for 4 into Jesmon to Blitz. I put my opponent to 4. I'm now gonna Evo for 5 into Jesmon GX, gain 1 back because of the CL there. So basically that's 8 memory you're gonna put your opponent at. That's a ton of memory, but now you're going to be gaining, between the Huckmons, the Baos, the Sistermon, the CLs and things like that. You're going to be in a lot better position now moving forward. Yeah, before it was almost like a dissonance. Yeah, I got my combo off. Woohoo! Yay! Oh, you're at 8 memory. I'm sure this can't go wrong, right? You can't bounce back. Now it's like, okay, yay, I did my big combo, and I put you to 3 memory, where your memory fixer was going to put you anyways. Like, I feel good about that. That's way better. Way better. And that is it for the core of the deck. Now, I have technically 1 slot left in the deck. I also haven't talked about the Jesmon yet that I didn't include. But I want to go ahead and just talk about this one right quick. Chimeramon. I still think it's a pretty cool tech for the deck. You can DNA with this, 2 level 4. So take 2 CLs that you played on the previous turn, overlay them into a Chimeramon for free. And then you can grab back like your Savior, say like that one of Savior got trashed in security. Now I'm going to grab it back underneath my Chimera, turning my Chimera into a red Digimon, and I can just go Jesmon right on top of this Chimeramon. That's really great. Also, because it's DNA Digivolve, it doesn't have that summoning sickness, so you can then trigger your Blitz on your Jesmon. So that's really great. So big fan of the Chimeramon tech into it, just as a one of. Also just those situations where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm there. I need 1 more attack, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna overlay 2 level 4s, and we got plenty here that we can do here between all the Bao Huckmons and all the seals that we have. Pretty easy to do that. Now, if you don't want to run this, you're like, oh, I hate one-ofs like me, you could drop this one. I do think it's a pretty okay one-of in the deck, but you could drop it and bump up like one of your other CLs if you wanted to. Very easily. Not a big deal. You can bump up the Sistermon seal that gains you the 1 memory. I know some people are doing that. Also, I kind of glazed over it, but it also gives a plus 2,000 DP. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, your DP on this deck is just like through the roof. It's so wild. Between all the Wind Digivolving effects that are going to like bump you up is going to be crazy. BT13 Jesmon. I think it's a cool card for Royal Knights. Even in Royal Knights barely uses it. I know a lot of people are only running it as a one-of. Some people aren't even running it at all. I still think it's at least worth running a one-of in Royal Knights, just because it's another Royal Knight trait that's a different name. I think that's the important part, is a different name Royal Knight, because you can only play 1 of each name when you play the Omnimon. So on play, never going to come up here, but when Digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 6,000 DP or less, and delete them for every other card. So you don't include this one. Digimon you have it in play, add 2,000 to the maximum DP. You can choose with this effect. All turns, all of your Digimon get plus 1,000 DP for each other Digimon with Sistermon in their name or Royal Knight in the traits you have in play. My issue with this is basically I'm Wind Digivolving to pop something. I'm not being offensive at all, which is what this deck thrives on, is being offensive. It's just like going the distance, using your Wind attacking effects, playing Sister Mons for free. Playing Sister Mons for free to trigger all your other your turn effects. And then I play this and I'm like, oh, I pop a guy. Like, okay, it's a win digivolving effect. It's not even a win attacking effect. So I'm going to digivolve into this and it's going to pass turn. I don't get to play a single Sister Mon for free. So this might be the only guy I have on field. So it's a 6,000 DP pop. Nah, that's not worth it. And then the all turns effect. Okay, I get some DP buffs. Like, I'm not worried about bumping up the DP of my Sister Mons, right? And it myself, I don't even need to, like, I can get DP buffs for Jesmon. I don't need to rely on this guy to get my DP super high. So yeah, he's just not a great card for the deck. I know some people are like running him as a one of just because he's like the new hot card, but he's not hot. Okay, he might be new, but he ain't hot. Okay, he is a bit of a dud, I think, for this deck. This is very much a gas heavy deck. Go 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 go. I'm not trying to control. I'm not gonna hard play this guy either. So and that's kind of the same thing. The same reason we don't play the Huckmon is like I need full gas all the time, or I need cards that are gonna get me my gas, like my searchers and things like that. I need to go. So yeah, this Jesmon just isn't going to do it for me here. But that is the total of the deck there. Again, this is Chimeramon makes 50. You could drop the Chimera and then bump up one of the Sister Mons here. A bit of a longer one again, but I really thought there was so much to talk about and like strategies and things like that. I really wanted to try to cover it all for you guys. I hope you appreciate it. I will definitely see you in the next one. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and get us to that 5K. We're actually trucking along pretty nicely here. Should be about maybe another 2 months and we should be at the 5K mark, as long as you guys keep subscribing for us so we can get there and do that huge giveaway for you guys. I'm really excited to show you what we got.